Malama ka aina ame ke kai. Care for the land and the ocean. If you're thinking of visiting Hawaii for the first time, then you've come to the right place. I've put together a little presentation for you and all the things that you should know or do before visiting Hawaii. Here's a short list of the things that I think are important to know about visiting Hawaii. First of all, take time to learn about the culture and values. Hawaii is a very unique place. Another thing, support the local businesses. And also, here in Hawaii, the land and ocean are very important to us. So take time to understand the basics of ocean and land conservation and know how you can do your part. And finally, Hawaii is home to many endemic and endangered species. So learn about which species here are protected.
We have a custom here in Hawaii of asking permission to enter a place before we come in. It really is wise to do so because you're not assuming, you're asking to be invited in. Pono means to be in balance, to be proper, to be in concert with your surroundings, the place where you visit, the people that you interact with. One of the things that people can do here in the islands is to volunteer with a community group that's already taking care of a sacred site. Because I can't tell you how much you can learn from that experience from the people who live here. Travel Pono for the most enjoyable experience of your life.
Here are a few of the contemporary local customs that I think you should know about. First of all, Hawaiian Pidgin English. This is an actual language, and it was created back in the days of plantations. When you hear this language, you might think that it's just a broken English and the person doesn't understand or fluently speak English, but that's not true. This person is a bilingual person who speaks both Pidgin and English. Also, if you decide to drive here on the island, leave your aggressive driving at home. Here we drive with aloha. We don't use the horn and get mad. So if you do need to use the horn, do it only when absolutely necessary. Also, if you go to visit the lava flow or the black sand beaches, don't take any of the sand or the rocks. Those rocks and that sand is part of the goddess Pele, who created the land and the sand. And when you're taking those rocks or that sand, you're taking a piece of her and who she is. So leave it there. Be respectful of the land. Also, it's said that if you do take the rocks or the sand, it will bring bad luck. And in the past, tourists have been known to mail back sand or rocks because of the fact that bad luck was brought on them. So just don't do it. Another thing is hula. You need to understand that hula is an expression of culture and tradition. It's not this spectacle that's meant to entertain you like the tourism industry has brought it to be. It's the way that the hula dancers move and their chant that shows their religion and their tradition. So if you do get to experience hula, take it for what it is. Try to understand what the hula dancers are trying to portray through their movements and their chanting. Another thing is, here in Hawaii, we don't wear shoes in the house. So if you're invited to somebody's house, be respectful. Leave your shoes outside. And also, like many other places, respect the kupuna. The kupuna are the elders. If you're at the grocery store, or if you decide to take the bus, make sure the kupuna has a place to sit. Get up out of your seat and let them sit, or let them go in front of you in line. And finally, respect the sacred lands. Here in Hawaii, there's a lot of sacred lands to the people. And one thing are the heiau with with the heiau, you should treat it as though you're walking into a church or a temple. And you should have the same respect that you would when going into a church or temple, because it is very sacred to the Hawaiian people, and you should respect that. If you're going to visit Hawaii, make sure you support the local businesses. Before coming here, take time and search for the different restaurants, farmers markets, or locally owned shops around the area that you will be staying. When you support local businesses, you give back to the community and you help them flourish. You're not just giving more money to these large corporations. When you buy local, you also know that what you're receiving is authentic, and you get to help those people continue providing authenticity to this distinct culture that we have here in the islands. I've provided a list of just a few places on the different islands that you could go that are local. Here in Hawaii, we have a very unique environment, and this is due to the fact that we are so secluded from any other large landmass in the entire world. So when you come to visit, make an effort to protect this unique environment and follow these few tips. First of all, clean your hiking gear. When you clean your hiking gear, you help stop the spread of invasive species such as seeds or mosses, soil, or any other organic material that's detrimental to the native species we have. Also, pack it in, pack it out. Don't leave your trash behind when you go on a hike or if you go to the beach or if you go picnic. And if you see somebody else who left their trash, make an effort to pick it up and take it with you as well. Also, if you're invited to a special hike or place, make sure you try and protect the special place and keep it special and protected by not geotagging it on social media. When you go out hiking, also make sure you stay on the trail. Staying on the trail ensures that you're not causing erosion, which destroys the trails, and then they end up being closed down. Or if you get lost and you get off trail, it puts you at risk. So just stay on the trail and you'll be okay. Finally, if you're going to wear bug spray, try and find one that's environmentally safe, and don't feed the wildlife. Not only is our land very unique, but so is our sea environments. We have so many native and endemic species to this island. So when you're going out to sea to snorkel or scuba dive or just swim, make sure you're not stepping or walking on the coral. These coral might look like they're rocks, but they're really not. They're living creatures, and this coral is what feeds all the other different species in the ocean. Another thing, don't throw trash down storm drains. Storm drains lead to the ocean, so if you're throwing trash down them, you're just technically putting the trash back into the ocean. Keep our beaches and our ocean clean and free of plastics. Avoid single-use plastics. Buy a hydro flask. Fill that with your water when you're going on hikes or to the beach. You can also buy reusable snack bags. Anything. Just trying a little bit helps. If you're going snorkeling and scuba diving, also make sure you stay a little further from fish and wildlife. Don't crowd them. This is their environment. This is their home, and you're just a guest. Same thing with smoking. Nobody wants to be on the beach if they don't smoke, smelling your smoking. So make sure you stick to designated areas and use reef-safe sunscreen. This ensures that you're not polluting the water and you're not hurting the wildlife within the reef. Like I've been saying this entire presentation, Hawaii is a very unique place. Because Hawaii is the most secluded place from any other large land masses, we have many endemic species found nowhere else, and a large portion of these creatures are endangered. Because of this, Hawaii has been dubbed the Endangered Species Capital of the World. Here I have made a short list of some of the protected species you may come in contact with during your visit to the islands. If you do encounter any of these amazing creatures, make sure not to crowd or touch them, but admire them from afar. Not only does touching and crowding these creatures pose a threat to them and their well-being, but it's also illegal. So make sure you're doing your part to help conserve these amazing creatures and this amazing environment that we have here in the islands. Mahalo for listening, and I hope you enjoy your stay here in the islands of Hawaii.